In the tapestry of our lives, we often encounter periods of delay, moments when it feels as though our prayers go unanswered and our dreams remain out of reach. But as people of faith, it is crucial to understand that a delay is not a denial in God's plan. Instead, it is an invitation to trust in His divine timing and purpose. Let's delve into this concept and explore why delay does not mean denial. Ecclesiastes 3:1. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. We have to understand that God operates according to His own schedule, which is often different from our own, and His timing is always perfect.
Don't be discouraged when it seems too late. You don't see how it can happen. You're in prime position for God to show out in your life. God told Abraham when he was 100 years old that he was going to have a baby. Abraham's wife, Sarah, was barren. She had never had children. Plus, she had gone through the change of life. God could have given Abraham this promise when he was 30 years old, when Sarah was in her prime to have a child, or maybe when he was 40 years old, a more normal age to have a baby. He's God. He has everything strategically planned out, down to the smallest details. It's not like He forgot or He miscalculated. Oh, I meant to give them that promise years earlier. Why did I wait so long? God on purpose waited for the odds to be against them. On purpose, He waited till they were that age. On purpose, He chose Sarah, who was barren, not able to have children. Maybe God has put promises in your heart that seem too late. You don't see how you could get well, how your child can get back on course, how you'll meet the right person. God didn't miscalculate. He didn't accidentally choose the wrong person. God let the odds be against you on purpose. He let it seem like it's too big, too late, too far gone. You're right where Abraham was. A baby when my wife is barren, a baby at 100 years of age. God let the circumstances seem impossible. Then He said, now, Abraham, I'm going to bless you. God doesn't do things on a normal schedule, a normal time frame. He has some unscheduled blessings for you, things that are out of season, out of the ordinary, that shouldn't happen now.
Some of you right now are waiting on God. You're in God's waiting room. You're waiting for God to open a door. You're waiting for God to give you a job opportunity. You're waiting on God for an answer to prayer. You're waiting for clarification. You're waiting for new direction. You're waiting for God to remove a pain or heal a relationship. And you go, I don't get this. I've prayed and nothing's happening and there is a delay. Remember, no is not yet.
We don't like to wait. We live in a fast-paced, move 'em and shake 'em, grab 'em and get 'em world. And we demand that technology make everything faster. Because our time is so precious to us, we naturally equate waiting with wasting. And for us, when we wait, we wonder and we worry. We have a tendency to think that something must be wrong. Because when you wait, obviously something is not going according to plan. Allow me to tell you that if you read scripture, there's one thing it'll tell you definitively, that when you're waiting on God and you decide you're going to handle it yourself, that's when things go really bad. And that's a real word to somebody today, because you've been waiting a long time for things to change. Things haven't gone in your favor. Prayers haven't been answered. The clock is ticking. It seems like everything is against you. And you come to church today on the verge of handling it all by yourself. Lord, I've been waiting, but now I got to get them told. Lord, I've been waiting, but now I'm going to handle it. Lord, I've been waiting, but now I'm going to put my hands on it. And Lord, I've been waiting, but since you slowed up, you're not doing it enough time. God, you don't know what time it is. I got to handle it myself. And so I came by to ask you a question today. I want you to answer this. How long does God get before you fire him? How much time before you give God his pink slip? How much time does God get before you terminate him for not delivering on the contractual measurable objectives that you all agreed upon when you contracted this thing called salvation? You would pray, you would come to church, you would tithe, and God would answer your prayers. And now here you are being religious, faithful, and holy, and God is not doing what you asked God to do. So how long do you give God before you walk away from God? When you're waiting, God is working. You got to learn to give God time to finish his work while you wait. In your waiting, God is not sitting idly by on the sideline of heaven, just letting time roll by. But we serve a God who, while we're waiting on him, he's working on him.
When you have asked God for something and it hasn't come yet, and you're in that delay period where you haven't seen the answer to your prayer, what do? Remember, there's a natural delay between planting and harvesting. There's a natural delay between planting and harvesting. You always get the results of what you plant in life in another season, not in the same season. You don't plant and harvest in the same season. Many of you have planted seeds in daring faith, financial seeds, seeds of service, seeds of sacrifice. You're not going to have the harvest immediately. You just need to understand that. It comes, but it comes in another season. Write this down. I reap in a different season than I sow. And during that season of waiting, you wait quietly, you wait expectantly, you wait patiently in faith.
I'll end up exactly where he wants me to end up. Do you know a young man named Joseph, who wasn't even an Egyptian, became the second most high, the highest official, second highest official in the country of Egypt, and he wasn't even an Egyptian? How? Because God willed it so. God sent him to Egypt through the hatred of his own bloodline. God can use anything and anybody to get you where he wants to take you. And so I just came to tell somebody who came in here feeling sorry for yourself, and came in here just feeling, woe is me, nothing good ever happens to me. I'm always the last one hired and the first one fired. And you got your little sad song that you've loved to sing. I came to tell you, pick up the needle, put on a new song. I am who God said I am. Time for you to quit disqualifying yourself. Some of us disqualify ourselves before we ever show up. I serve a God who can give me a job I'm not technically qualified for. But because I'm in his bloodline, if he wills me to work there, he's going to put me there no matter how he gets me there. Joseph got there. Joseph had to do some serious time in jail for a crime he never even committed. But what he had to learn is to practice the presence of God.